We live here. If you are an adventurous person, this is an amazing place to be. If you're considering PCSing or moving to Hawaii, it's a big decision, I know. John and I had a lot of mixed feelings when we found out they were coming to Hawaii. On one hand, it felt like we won the lottery and we're going to live in paradise. And on the other, the negatives, they can hit you like a ton of bricks.
We're gonna be just fine.
Hold on to it. We made it through the check bag process. I will fill you guys in on that another time.
Max and Dookie! Max and Dookie! Max and Dookie, you guys
This is
made
a fact
it!
of life of moving PCSing to Hawaii is this hotel. Shock and awe. And a lot of people who've watched my channel now for a while remember that video that I put out about the top 5 reasons you do not want to move to Hawaii. And that's because those negatives, they're underrepresented online, but they are just as strong as the positives. I would say a good percentage of people who move here absolutely hate it. And the other half absolutely love it. There's really no in between. So you should definitely check that video out if you haven't already. But on today's video, I'm gonna go over why this duty station, or maybe you're not even military, like you just wanna live in Hawaii, while this place may be the most magical place you may ever get to call home. Hi, my name is Anna, and our family has been stationed out in Hawaii for a year and a half now. John has been out here for over 18 months. The girls and I think we're on 15 months. We really wanted to give this some time and some thought to truly deliver what we saw in Hawaii. Not just what some other YouTuber said and repeating that. This is, from our experience, the best that this place can deliver. Oh, so before we get too far, one, I'm not a realtor. Okay, I'm not trying to sell you something. Half of the videos on like top reasons to move here are like, a lot of the videos for Hawaii, it seems, are made either from realtors or tourists where they live, they're here for a week and they're like, let me tell you all the ways to live like a local. And I'm like, but you didn't live like a local. And honestly, we don't even live like a local. Okay, there are different levels of people who live here in Hawaii, and that is one thing that you should learn off right in the beginning. There are the Hawaiians, right? And then you have the locals. Locals, multiple generations that have been here, probably part of the immigration process from Japan, Philippines, and have really embraced the Aloha culture almost just as much as the Hawaiians, but they're not Hawaiians, right? That's a race of people. Then you have the US military who are stationed here. They may spend 3 years here, 4 years here before they leave. And then you have the tourists, and you have a couple people in between. And that's kind of what you get in Hawaii. All right, number 5. The weather. The weather is, it is perfect. How about that? It's not, okay, it's not perfect.
It's with Hawaii. Why is it so cold?
It's not without its faults. There are definitely parts of the year where it rains, and it rains a lot. But that being said, it's never really cold. and it's never really that hot. I know that when you live here, you get acclimated, and even myself, there were days when I was like, oh my God, it's freezing cold. And, you know, for other people, it's like, oh my God, it's so hot. You don't get rainbows without rain. Let me put this in perspective, right? We live south of the Tropic of Cancer, and we are officially in the tropics. But we are out in the middle of the Pacific with this beautiful breeze, and the ocean stays at a pretty consistent temperature, right around 78 degrees year long, right? Like give or take a few degrees, but pretty consistent. So it might be a daytime high of 84 degrees in the summer with, you know, a decent amount of humidity. Compared though to Houston or Florida of like 95 degrees with 80% humidity. No. It's not that crazy. It's always just this perfect harmony. And there's also these microclimates on all of the island.
Go. Keep running. Run past me.
There's a rainforest 20 miles from here. But here, you're gonna find some pine trees and, you know, it rains a little bit, but not overly crazy. And then on the other side of the mountain here, it practically looks like California at times, especially in the summer. Like it gets really dry. You may even see, I swear I've seen a cactus here. You know, it's very diverse for such a small little island, right? If you don't like the weather and you don't want to wait the 5 minutes for it to change, then you could just drive the 5 minutes to a different part of the island and the weather will be different. Man, look how overgrown this place is. Oh my God. The dogs and I have not been here in maybe 9 months. It's almost like Groundhog's Day every day. So the weatherman is always gonna be like, oh, you have a 50% chance that it might rain today. And we're gonna have that forecast every single day for about 2 months. And then we're gonna change it to like 70% chance of rain in the wintertime. And then in the summer, that will go down to like 10% chance of rain in the summer. But the forecast is pretty much the exact same every single day. Did I mention how beautiful this place is? Okay, like, because of that weather, there is always an ability for you to go out and enjoy it. And there are moments that I have felt just depressed a little bit by the rain. You wanna go surfing? Is it not good weather for surfing today? And it can rain hard, but if you still get out, there's a part of this island that is still dry, that is still sunny, and that is still probably 80 degrees. You just have to put some effort to get out of your house for it. All right, number 4, and I'm sure you guys have heard of this by now, the Aloha Spirit. And at first,
you guys are doing fabulous.
It's not easy to describe what the Aloha Spirit is, but let me do my best. I would say it's a feeling, a culture, an ethos that the locals and the Hawaiians adhere to. The generational families that you find are some of the most welcoming and humble in the world. You know, some key ingredients to this code are patience, humility, generosity, and kindness. And, you know, without sticking my camera into people's faces, I would say probably the easiest for me to visualize this for you is just in the behavior of driving on the island, right? If you drive in the United States, you know, common issues that you might have would be people cutting you off, people not using their turning signals, people refusing to let you merge, riding your bumper, passing you when they shouldn't be passing you because they're too impatient that you're actually doing 5 miles over the speed limit and that's not fast enough. That kind of behavior is not only rarely seen, of course you have so many tourists and you have so much military that you're still gonna see a little bit of it, but it is really just not welcomed in the slightest bit.
I gotta go this way. But when I was driving that first day, I was on the way to pick up the dogs and we were stuck in traffic, and I was like, oh my gosh, I've got to cross over a 4-lane highway. And how am I going to be able to get across this thing? And so, you know, I was like, all right, whatever. I just put on my turning signal. And the most amazing thing happened. Everyone slowed down to let me in. Like, no hesitation, no nothing. They just slowed right down. And they let me in. Like, I couldn't believe that they did that, because, you know, in California, John and I spent 10 years in California. If you put your turning signal on, especially in LA, they're pretty much gonna close ranks. They're gonna try to tighten up, like, no.
Like, don't dare honk your horn. Okay, if you honk your horn, that's like taboo around here. You only honk your horn if you're trying to get someone's attention to say hi or like a thank you. You never honk your horn in anger. And if you do honk your horn in anger, you are immediately identified as someone who is not from here. You're also incredibly modest, right? And it could be partly like living out here is very difficult, especially financially. Everyone is struggling to some degree financially, unless you're a millionaire. But even so, millionaires, you don't see them driving fancy cars, right? Like an island beater is a real thing. No one cares how fancy you dress. No one cares what kind of car you drive. You know, they may put a little bit of effort into their, you know, Toyota Tacoma pickup truck, but the only people who have convertibles or fancy cars on the island are people who are visiting and who have rented those cars. I don't even think millionaires drive those cars around the island. But I hope you get a sense of the Aloha Spirit. It's really hard to just describe this, but it truly is there. And these people are going to be the most patient and humbling that you may ever experience in the United States. Okay. Now we're gonna start to get into some of the stuff that really, really mattered to me, right? Because this is now what I look for. And we're gonna divide this into two. The first one being the mountains, the land, the jungle. I mean,
You driving in?
you know, in the same sense that you know, going to the desert maybe just brings something new. This place just delivers.
Just exploring. Not even really a hike, just kind of being in the jungle.
From the sound of the birds to the chickens walking around to the hikes. Oh my God, it is just so magical here.
Don't scare all the mongoose.
When it feels like you're just drowning from the cost of living, the island will provide. And it can be just magic. This paradise is the land, the mountains, forged in fire and molded by the rain. There are many ways you can enjoy land here, starting with world-class hiking and endless waterfalls or hidden gems, aka endless bunkers and random things for you just to...
Oh shit, look at this. Look at that.
discover on your own pace and your own terms. Don't try to Google them, don't try to find them, just go out and explore, right? Have your own adventure. No plans, no nothing, and this island will reward you, right? There are no venomous snakes on the island. There are like some random snake, it's not really a snake. You know, there's scorpions on the island. There are centipedes on this island. There's wild pig spores on this island. There's some really amazing flora and fauna on this island for you to see. The jungle opened itself up to mountain bikers, rock climbers, dirt bikers, off-roading, fishing and hunting. I mean, they even have a polo field. I have actually a couple polo fields. Polo is actually really popular on the island. So if you want to get your tea party on and your cocktail dress, and that's probably the point at which you could dress up and look fancy on the island. That's actually really popular here. Who would have thought?
So beautiful out here.
I'm sorry about the water in the lens, people. I'm running out of things to dry it on.
But Oahu has you covered. So I really hope you do get out there. There are a lot of people that come here that never hiked before, never done any of these things. I highly encourage you to get out there and see the land, the jungle side of this paradise.
Put where you want it. 3, 2, 1, forward, forward.
Number 2. And it was really hard for me not to put this at number 1, because this is probably, for me, the part that never disappoints. And it is so awe-inspiring and frightening and amazing and scary and beautiful, all wrapped, not even wrapped, just this vastness. In the same sense that the Himalayas would scare the shit out of me and yet look so beautiful, it is the ocean. The ocean here is its own character, is its own personality, but by God, there is no other part in the United States that has an ocean like this. And there may be beaches in Florida that are beautiful. There may be parts of California where you're gonna see whales, but all together, the ocean is just this, there are so many people who are stationed here that after a while are like, I'm bored of the beach. Like, you're bored of the beach. If all you do is sit on your towel or sit in your chair on the beach, you're gonna get bored. The magic of this place, the thing that makes Hawaii Hawaii, is in the water. Get in the water. I mean, this could be your weekend.
He's right there. He's right there. We're just gonna he's gonna do his thing. I don't know. There he is. Yep, you did.
Oh, I see him.
Yep.
To be honest, I was never a fan of the ocean. It was either too cold or just left me feeling ick. But the Hawaiian waters are so refreshing and so warm. This doesn't mean bathtub warm. This means warmer than 90% of all the pools in the US. It's cool enough that you're gonna feel really refreshed from being in it, but you're not going to feel cold from being in it year long. I mean, you could wear a wetsuit in the winter. Sometimes I do wear a wetsuit when I'm planning on spending like a couple hours in the water, but you don't have to, and that's your personal choice. Even surfers year long don't really need a wetsuit, even in the winter, right? And there are just so many ways for you to enjoy the ocean. I highly, though, not to sound like your mother, you should, though, take something very seriously. One, the ocean is incredibly dangerous. What does it mean not to turn your back on the ocean? It means that the ocean, what you see right now in front of you, may not be the ocean that you use in 2 or 3 seconds later.
Hey! Oh,
There are so many tourists that die from trying to get an Instagram pic because they turn their back on the ocean far more than any shark out here in the Hawaiian Islands. No joke, that's probably an actual statistic. I'm pretty certain that's a fact. So 1, don't turn your back on the ocean. 2, wear reef safe sunscreen, right? You're gonna see reefs out here that are just dead, disappointing. They're gonna look like a rock to you. And that's 1, because potentially like the chemicals from your sunscreen killed the reef, because it's a living thing. And on top of it, there are so many people that just step on it and break it down. And probably the most iconic reef that has just been destroyed over the last couple years is Hanuma Bay, right? It's still beautiful for its fish. They're trying to get it to regrow, but there's just so many tourists, and there's so many people that just, even after watching a 30-minute video on the do's and don'ts, they still step on the reef. So there it is, things you should consider before you get into the water. Learn about the tides, learn about swells, learn to read a surf report. Those are very important things, and go with someone, never go alone. Practice snorkeling in a pool before you get into the water, okay? But once you've mastered those things, and even myself, I should say not master, but get a sense of those things, then yeah, just explore. You know, start with where everyone else goes and then go from there. I just went snorkeling this morning at a beach that I had no expectations of, never heard about it from anyone else. You know, it's mostly where a lot of locals go to throw family parties. You see bounce houses and stuff. Went out there with Kimberly this morning, and it was just like turtle, 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 eel, you know, tropical fish everywhere. The water was just, oh. You know, go out with the cage, without the cage, pick up the surfboard. Don't buy a fancy surfboard. You know, get one from Costco for $100. That's what most locals do, until you actually get good enough that you could actually tell the difference between, you know, a 6-foot and a 5-foot or whatever kind of surfboard. Don't start by buying a fiberglass board or a new board. Get the Costco special and hit it, and don't look back. Like, even if you don't like the ocean and you're worried about it, if you're an adventurous person, the ocean is not going to disappoint you. It's just not. So number one reason to move to Hawaii. I feel like a lot of people may disagree with me on this, but here it is, the food.
Oh my God.
The food here out in Hawaii is the essence of all of those things we just talked about combined into one. It is the culture, the people, the heritage, the ocean, the land, all rolled into this beautiful thing.
You guys are on your own.
Because let's face it, not everyone is going to enjoy the ocean, and not everyone likes to go hiking, and maybe they can't go hiking. But everyone loves food. And by God, the food here, you know, is just, oh my God, amazing. Food was perhaps the first truly welcoming thing that I experienced on the island, right? Like, we just spent all this effort and all this money getting out here, moving. It was so stressful. And, you know, at the end of the day, here we are sitting by tiki torchlight next to the ocean in Waikiki Beach and eating poke tacos. Right? The food is not traditional American. It is, in a sense, the culmination of all the cultures of the Pacific Rim and the heritage, especially Oahu, right? The gathering place has to offer. The sad part of the food is that it does cost a lot of money. Now, for those of you just moving to the islands, don't get too excited about COLA because COLA will not save you here. As of just this last year, during the highest year of inflation, the Pentagon cut COLA for the Hawaiian Islands down 40% alone just this year. You know, I think 20% this past May, and then we're gonna face the other 20% in November. But once you have adjusted to the horrific cost of living, or you get promoted, one or the other, the culinary world is going to open up and amaze you. From food trucks to 5-star dining resorts, don't be afraid of that hole in the wall or mom and pop place. While Waikiki will wow you, the real Hawaii is filled with spider webs, red dirt stains, and paper plates, also known as lunch plates. And don't forget to meet the owner.
Thank you.
My mom's laughing because I was like, I'm gonna video you eating, and she's like, oh, that's wonderful.
Okay, so this is the strawberry custard croissant.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, yes.
Oh yeah,
What do you think? It's really good.
that's good.
This is what we ordered, minus this at the top. But Uncle Steve hooked it up.
There will be a lack of Hispanic food, not gonna lie, for all of you who love your Mexican and Hispanic foods. So pack your suitcases or ask your grandmother to ship you some because you're not gonna find that. Those that do best in Hawaii have embraced this as a different culture from the mainland. I mean, as one food vlogger stated, you don't go to Mexico and complain about the lack of Japanese food, right? You are coming out to Hawaii, so you should expect Asian and Hawaiian food. And think of it, if you are not familiar with those foods, as an adventure. And just try little bits here and there, and it may surprise you.
So good.
It surprised me.
Oh, Mom's gonna try the egg.
I'm not gonna lie, I was really scared to try the egg, but it's actually really good.
I'm happy you tried. I'm happy.
You find the most amazing things, even at a 7-Eleven here. There are more and more mainland restaurants, chain restaurants opening up, but challenge yourself to stay away from those. You may never get this chance again to live here or be a part of this culture. So yeah, don't go to Popeyes, don't go to Subway, don't go to Denny's or Olive Garden. Like, I get it. After being here for some time, the thought of those sometimes do entice me, but I think of the fact that I'm never gonna have this opportunity, right? Because it's not like we are millionaires. It's not like I can just come here whenever I want to. This is like a once in a lifetime opportunity to truly experience the culture and the warmth and the essence that is Hawaii. And I feel like the food takes all of it and puts it literally on a paper plate in front of you. And while Waikiki can deliver really fancy gourmet foods,
Is it amazing?
It is really good.
Really good.
Really good.
Are you happy?
I'm very happy.
I would say that the majority of Oahu, and Hawaii in particular, is not like that.
How about a nice hand, everybody,
That is beautiful. No, you cannot touch it. All right, so this is definitely like a choose your own adventure.
All right, so let me do one bonus reason you should move to Hawaii, and that is island hopping. While there are no road trips, right, you're not gonna be able to load up the family van and hit the road and go camping and see some crazy national parks. You just need to let go of that car apart and accept that you can go visit the other Hawaiian islands for really, really affordable prices and see even more of this amazing place and national parks and volcanoes and more different reefs and different fish. And it's so crazy how different each island is. So just because you feel like you're stuck on this island, challenge yourself to really get out there and see all that it has to offer.
Careful, don't slip. Go up, stop crying about it. Go, go, go.
If you guys are moving to Hawaii and you have any questions about, I don't know, what to expect, what can you do, cost of living, put it down in the comments. I will do my best to answer those for you guys. Like I said in the beginning, I did a video a year ago about the top 5 reasons why you should not move here, and those things still stand. Those are still very serious things for the people who PCS or move out here to Hawaii. So check that video out. Also, I'm gonna be doing a video on all the different ways you can enjoy this island to give you a sense of its possibilities, right? Because when I look for duty stations, I wanna know what that area has to offer. So I'm gonna show you a little bit more about just the adventurous side of it. You know, maybe some more dirt biking, some more mountain biking, more of the activities that you can do and talk about those. So see that coming in the next video. But if you guys have made it this far and you want to learn more, feel free to subscribe. This is a family vlog channel where we just bring you on and show you what life is really like being stationed out here. Consider subscribing. If you've made it this far, give me a thumbs up. Mahalo for watching, and I'll see you guys out there.